Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to the morning show here at the 2024 Paris Motor Show, live from the Citroën Studio. Today we are diving into the future of automotive innovation with a focus on the transformative role of technology. Joining me are two leaders who are shaping this landscape. Steve Basra, Global Automotive Executive at Google. Hi Steve.
Hi, Anna.
And Federico Goyret, Senior VP Global Marketing and Communications Director at Citroën. So together we'll explore how Citroën's electrification journey and Google cutting-edge technologies like AI, Gen AI, and also in-vehicle services are redefining the driving experience from smart cars to sustainable mobility. We'll look at how these innovations are impacting not only the cars of today, but the future of transportation as a whole. So guys, we're starting with this amazing booth here at Citroën. I think, Federico, I think Steve will agree to say that it's pretty amazing because we can see that every Citroën vehicle is fully electric or fully electrified. So what can you tell us about Citroën's electrification strategy and what this moment means for the brand?
Great, thanks, Eleanor, and hello, Steve, and everybody. So we're here at Paris Motor Show 2024. It's extremely exciting to see what we have on display over here. Everything you see in our booth today is completely new. It's the first time that our customers are coming in contact with our entirely new range, and everything is electrified. So it's either a mild hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, or fully electric. So yes, it's not the future, it's the present. It's among us, and we as a brand, well, we're ready. We're ready for this for this momentum. On our booth today, you could see our new C5 Aircross concept. The model shown is fully electric. It anticipates what our C5 Aircross, big family SUV is going to be like. The new, already very successful, but the renewed C4 and C4X, also fully electric, you see here. And then we have our cute little micro-mobility object, which is the AMI. We have the new AMI here, and a little AMI buggy vision, yes, and that beautiful tower, which has turned into a sort of a landmark here at the auto show. So it's a very exciting time for our brand. Electrification is among us. It's quite interesting also to see what other brands' approach to electrification is. So exciting moment for the brand.
Yeah, I bet. And Steve, so you work at Google. Google today has been increasingly present in the automotive industry. So what does Google play in shaping the future of this sector, particularly with services like Google Assistant, Google Maps, and connected services?
Yeah, thank you. And so Google, I think most people don't know, Google's had this massive, long history in automotive. We've got our products like Android Automotive, kind of our Maps products, our voice products, and we've had these products in the market for a long, long time. But now, it's kind of like the perfect storm in the automotive industry. I've been in the automotive industry for 26 years, and there's never been such a rapid change in the automotive industry as today. And couple that together with the transformation in technology, and so you get these two forces colliding, and I think that's why Google now is so invested in this space, because our core mission at Google Cloud is really how can we help companies transform using technology, using AI, and using data, and that's at the core. That's kind of what we do, and so we believe that the partnership with automotive companies is now, now is the right time.
So you talk about AI, we can talk also about Gen AI in tech right now. So beyond the hype, how are these technologies currently being used in the automotive industry? And can you share some real world examples?
Yeah, so if you think about the automotive landscape, everything from design and engineering, marketing, the customer experience in the vehicle, and then while you're driving, things like autonomy. Generative AI is being used across all these areas. So the way we design vehicles and using AI to help design those vehicles quicker. In manufacturing, the way of using data to do predictive analytics on the shop floor and helping the OEMs prevent downtimes. And then of course, in the vehicle, when you've got like the new voice assistants, the ability to really like have this conversation with your car, where 10 years ago, 5 years ago, some of this stuff was unbelievable. Like people didn't think you could do it. But that technology is real and it's kind of happening right now. And then of course, autonomy. You know, cars being able to drive themselves. We've spoke about autonomy a long time, but the technology is now real and it's happening.
So speaking of AI, Federico, do you integrate AI-based services in Citroën, in-vehicle systems today?
We do actually. So in the new C4 that you can see here, we are for the first time offering a voice assistant AI. It will also be offered in the C5 Aircross. So as Steve said very well, voice assisted AI, it seems like magic. Before in-car voice assistants without AI used to be, you had to basically learn what were the commands, and it was just basically a shortcut to not pressing buttons. Now it is, as voice assistant AI it's just your natural language, and you just ask the vehicle to do things, and it will learn of your voice and your commands. So we're starting right now with a whole different experience of how to interact with your vehicle inside your car. So for C4 and C5 Aircross, in-car voice assistant AI.
And you've also mentioned the AMIs at the booth, including this pretty incredible AMI tower. So what about Citroën's vision for sustainable micromobility and these new AMI models?
Well, AMI is it's a very interesting, it's a very Citroën vehicle. So it's all electric. It's technically an electric quadricycle, which has some great benefits because you can drive it in France from 14 years of age without a driver's license. You can just plug it into your home socket, and from 2 to 3 hours, depending on the power, in 2 or 3 hours, it's fully charged. It has a magnificent, very close turning radius. So it's just what teenagers, young adults are searching for, these alternative mobility solutions, especially not only in big cities. You would be surprised of how popular AMI is in suburban areas where it's quite easy to charge at your own home. So AMI is it's incredible because it's attracting everybody's attention. The tower.
We can see also young visitors here walking by the stand. So
it is, and we always debate in marketing if these teenagers are buying them, if they're stealing their parents' car. So we're actually investigating if to market it to teenagers or maybe to young adults. But it is for sure one of the new trends for urban mobility, this micro mobility, very accessible, very easy to use type of transportation like AMI.
So as we dive into urban mobility and micro solutions like the AMI, Steve, what areas does Google focus on in the sector? And could you tell us more about Google Cloud and Gen AI, the in-vehicle connected experience you're working on right now?
Yeah, so I mean, if we start thinking about maps as a starting point, we've already had our mapping solution in the vehicles for a long time, but now we're building new mapping products that are really flexible, especially for like the vehicles that are coming into the market, and so giving the OEMs to create their own amazing experience. We've already spoke about the digital assistant, and of course, that is now again having the ability for OEMs to create their own kind of experience with that assistant that's unique to that vehicle. So that's another area. And then we start thinking about things like predictive maintenance. So the thing that Google Cloud provides is collecting the data from the vehicle and really allowing us to understand the state of that vehicle, and then helping customers avoid problems in the future, so that when things are happening, we can alert the customer, hey, this problem, you're going to have a problem in a few months or in a few weeks, and having that ability to have that connection with the customer is what we are providing.
That is quite amazing for a manufacturer, because before we relied on surveys, on people telling us quantitatively how many kilometers they drove from house to work to school or whatever. And now, as Steve says, we have access to all that information literally online, and predict what they're going to do in the following weeks, months. It's great.
And if we focus on Google Analytics, Google tools, how do you use these tools to optimize your media plan, and how does AI affect creativity in any way when designing campaigns?
Oh, well, that's the two great questions. So on top of all these connected services in the vehicles. Obviously, Google is our what are the media channels, but not just the media channels. All the information we get, especially from Google Analytics and other ad hoc, reports that Google provides us, it shapes the way not only that we optimize our media plans, it shapes the way we create campaigns. So we literally get online feedback of what campaign is working, what is not working, which formats are working better than the others, and we take that information to our advertising agency. We sit down with the creators and we say, hey, this beautiful TV campaign, 60 seconds, 30 seconds, very beautiful. But what's been more efficient to driving traffic to our site and creating great leads? 3-second or 6-second bumper ads, lead ads. People are viewing this without listening to the sound. So we take all that Google Analytics that we get from the digital media performance, and we design campaigns that are designed digital first, not adapted to digital, which is very, very, very different. So that's and we do that not after a campaign, but during a campaign. And we modify our assets during the campaign to optimize the media. And that's all this great information we get from Google Analytics. And your second question, how AI is shaping the way we actually create campaigns, it's fascinatingly scary how fast that is coming on. Like less than a year ago, our strategic and creative teams at the agencies, instead of bringing us a storyboard and telling us what the big idea was, now all storyboards are created with AI, so you can discuss ideas with great images. It's very rapidly gone to them creating a few video demos of what a campaign could really look like, and it's among us, but we are not far from it being a norm to create fully AI generated pictures and videos, not to completely replace production, but to complement production, and that's a good thing. And I see the great production companies and great advertising agencies adapting to that, because it is a great tool, and it does decrease production costs a lot, and you can create some very, very different things. We create centrally advertising, for example, for the entire world, for most of Europe, and you always have to dub campaigns, and it's not the same just dubbing somebody and their mouth movements not matching what they are saying. With AI, you get the same voice, the same tone of voice, everything, and you can just change their mouth movement to the new language. And that's great, and that drives engagement just directly. It's not the same to see something dubbed as to see something in your own language. So it's fascinating to see how AI tools are very, very, very rapidly being integrated into the entire creative process.
Those tools are impactful for the customer experience. So let's dive into this topic right now, because at Google, can you please explain how can AI and Gen AI improve interactions throughout the vehicle life cycle?
Yeah, I mean, let's start with kind of marketing, so as Federico was saying. So the ability for AI to really understand our customers. And so, when customers are shopping online for the vehicles that they want, the ability to understand what our customers want and then give them the material that they're looking for. And then when they found the vehicle that they want, a lot of customers kind of spend a lot of time trying to understand the features that they want. And so taking 2 or 3 vehicles that are on screen and being able to ask just with voice, which one of these vehicles has blind spot monitors? Which one of these vehicles has heated seats? And for the system to basically narrow down, and so you can start asking the system using voice and just saying, these are the features I want, this is the range I want, like which vehicles kind of fit my requirements. That's an amazing experience. It's changing the online experience from being tedious and from having to go and speak to someone in real life, being able just to ask your computer, give me the options that I want, and getting that just amazing experience. So that's like starting in the shopping experience. And then if you look in the vehicle, the exciting thing is, imagine taking a solution that is in my car and is in Federico's car. The power of Gen AI now is that solution will become customized to you based on your behavior, even though it's the same solution. So the same solution will behave differently in 2 different cars, because it's the way that I interact with it and the way that Federico interacts with it is different. Our needs are different, and so the system will learn and adapt to that. And that's where Gen AI is really changing everything that we know about how technology works.
That's a strong algorithm inside those
Correct.
tools. Maybe going back to the creative process with those AI and Gen AI tools, to sum up a little bit, how is it speeding the creative process from storyboarding to a full campaign?
Yeah, well,
today?
like we discussed, again, AI tools and professionals that adapt, that have learned to use these
Yeah.
AI tools are it's impressive, because literally every single month, every time I walk into the agency, I'm impressed, because before we used to discuss scripts, and everybody on the table had a different image in their head. We just did, for example, a campaign which is not on there yet, with a bear, big grizzly bear. So doing campaigns with bear people who are in marketing, people who do campaigns with bears or animals, it's very tricky, because the animal, it's a talking bear or it's a talking cow or whatever. Well, does that look silly? Is it
Yeah.
like a real cow that talks, or is it like a real bear that moves this? Is the bear aggressive? No, it's very human type bear with great eyes. Everybody on this table is imagining something different. And the creative team literally brings you, an AI generated little video demo of what you can see. And that makes choosing the production companies, it makes the
Yeah.
entire process
Everything
a lot easier. Our next campaign, spoiler alert here, our next campaign will feature a little alien. And there are a lot of interpretations of what an alien could be. So literally we are being brought by the creative team images, video, demos of what our little alien can be.
Yeah.
Big spoiler alert there.
And you didn't have to go to Mars
No,
to find
no,
an
no.
alien, so
It's a
that's
lot
the good
cheaper,
point.
actually.
Yeah, I bet. So looking ahead, 5 to 10 years from here, how do you envision Gen AI transforming the overall driving experience?
Yeah, I think this is where it's one of the most exciting periods of our time. I think if we start with autonomy, I mentioned earlier, we've been dreaming about autonomy for a long time, but the technology is now here to achieve that. The ability for cars to come to you on demand, for you to be able to drive in near autonomous conditions, will free up the way we behave and interact with our cars. And then if you look at the in-vehicle experiences, you can see with a lot of these vehicles, there's a lot more now entertainment being implemented in the vehicles. And so, because you have more free time. And so the ability to use the technology to entertain yourselves, entertain your family on long drives, and then just the ability to have these digital assistants that really can, not only can you interact with them through your voice, but imagine the one thing that Google provides is multimodal agents. So that means that you can take camera inputs and voice and sound. And so when you're driving, let's say you're driving in a foreign country and there's a road sign, and you've just drove past that road sign, you can ask the assistant, what was that road sign? Can you translate that for me? And it can take that camera input. These are the type of use cases that are really coming to power now.
That's a big evolution we are heading to,
Yes.
but what about you, Federico, on this? How do you think this will evolve in the future? And what would you like to be?
One of the things that I think is most exciting when we see 2030 and beyond, as AI and more connectivity tools, make autonomous driving a common day reality, is that accidents and crash rates will decrease dramatically, a lot, and that will completely change the way we design cars. The way everybody in the vehicle is facing forward, and everybody has a seatbelt, and everybody has a big headrest, and we all the programmed deformation of the vehicles in case of crashes is done so, because most crashes happen from the front or from the side. When you eliminate crashes from the equation, designers can go completely out of the box and create vehicles that are like lounges. Why do you have to face forward? Now you face forward because of safety, basically. So when AI in autonomous driving takes over and becomes a common day thing, accidents come drastically down close to zero, we're going to see some very, very different car designs in the future, and that's very exciting for me.
Very exciting. I cannot wait to see the innovation in the future. So now, to wrap up, just a few questions, guys, to know more about you, those fire questions you like.
Oh, wow.
So first of all, what is your best memory in a car, or maybe the first car that you owned? Federico.
Me first? Okay. First car that I owned actually was from the Stellantis group, which was a used Peugeot 206. So like your first car, it's just liberty and freedom that it represents. So for sure, best sensation is that getting into my the first car that I bought by myself, which was a used car, obviously, at a young age, and it's just liberty and freedom.
It brings back memories.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think.
for sure.
Steve, what about you?
So my first car was an Escort XR3i in the UK,
Nice.
a little hot hatch. It was my pride and joy. It was, and as Federico said, like the freedom that you get from getting a car was just that first drive by yourself. I don't think anyone ever forgets that.
And if you could have a car from a movie or from a series, what would it be?
Oh, for me that's easy. That would be Knight Rider, the kid. I'm a technology person. I love cars. I remember growing up dreaming about Knight Rider and just imagining like a car that could drive by itself and talk to you. Well, you know that's coming now. That technology is here.
What about you, Federico? The car that you would choose from a movie?
Batman's car.
Yeah, of course.
The
That would be
Tumbler.
mine too. I love this movie.
For
yeah.
sure, the Tumbler car from Batman is
Yeah.
just too cool.
Okay. And now to finish, maybe your last Google search.
Oh, wow.
How to come to the Paris Motor Show.
No, actually, my last Google search was last night. Was the price of the Renault 5 Alpine
Okay.
edition? I was looking at that, and I was like, "That's a beautiful car." It's exciting to see these beautiful, attractive cars today, and
yeah.
so yeah, that was my last Google search.
Okay. And you, Federico, you're looking at
I'm,
right now.
I'm literally looking at,
Yeah.
and it was the restaurant I went to eat last night in Paris. So it was a good one.
Okay.
It was a good one. It's
Great.
called Petit Bistro on the 16th. Very good.
I don't know this one, but
Oh, it's
you'll share with me the
fantastic.
address. so-
120 years old. It's great.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, guys, for this great discussion. And we hope to learn more from Google's innovation in the future and, of course, Citroën's creative process around all these topics. So thank you very
Excellent.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Great.